Hey, what's up, my peeps? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hanging out right here with the playmaker, Michael Irvin. That is me. That's I. Three-time Super Bowl champion and, well, NFL Hall of Famer. But that ain't what it's about here. We are about us in the locker room, trying to make sure that we all become a Hall of Famer in our lives. The best life we can have, the best world we can produce, the best help we can give. We just trying to pull it out of each other, help each other pull it out of themselves. Let's talk right here. And I want to start with that Monday Night Football game because I thought that was a good football game. Say what you will. I know it was Broncos and Browns, and everybody thought about it when you looked at it like, who wants to watch Broncos and the Browns? But when you probably looked at that game, yeah, in the beginning of the season, but when you looked at that game Monday night, you had a game. I mean, Broncos got on top and won the game 41-32, but there was so many beautiful, beautiful storylines around the game. So many things that we could pull out, look at, break down, and figure out how's that applicable to you. You understand what I'm talking about? That's what I like. That's how I like watching football. That's how I like watching sports. So I'm getting two pieces out of anything I watch. I want to see it and enjoy it, but I want to snatch the great story in it and then try to figure out how I can help me go win it. What's the great story in it? And then I apply it and make it applicable to my life so I can go win it, whatever that it is that I need to go win. That's what we're talking about. Okay, Broncos, 41-32 over the Browns. Now, Jameis Winston for the Browns, I told y'all when I said it here, I loved that this kid was going to be a starting quarterback. We were going to get some great sound bites and some great interviews, and he has delivered as promised. He gave us the pregame speeches and then the postgame speech. He went 34 for 58. He threw for 497 yards. This game was back and forth, scoring back and forth. 4 teddies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 TDs for his team. 2 TDs for the other team. 3 interceptions total. He is the ultimate, the ultimate when you say great risk, great reward quarterback. He is the great risk, great reward quarterback when you gamble on that thing. I always have this thing, the great risk thing I call aggressive growth. I take a little piece of my financial pie. Maybe you say I'll take 7-8% of this and say, hey, whatever happens to this, I'll be fine. So you can take that little 7-8% and say, let's do something aggressive with it. I'm looking for aggressive growth. Put it in something really risky. And if it pops, woo, you hit the moon. But if it don't, woo, you ain't really hurt. It's gone. But you see, Jameis Winston, he'll give you this. He'll give you the great thing. Woo, pops hit the moon. But if it don't, they gone. Pick 6 all the way. I felt sorry for him because he did play a good game in certain places, but he put the ball in certain places that he should not have. Jameis Winston's greatest asset is this kid is talented and his belief in his gifts, which are great. He believes in his gifts. He believes and he can throw any pass on the football field. He can, and he does, and it's beautiful. But he believes he can throw any pass on the football field. That's his greatest asset, but that's his greatest liability. Sometimes you got to know, I know I can throw it, but is it wise to throw it? Is it smart for me to make that throw? Is it smart for me to make that to try that throw? Like that pick 6 one. If it's a little bit behind on an outcut like that, that ball lags a little bit. It's falling right into the cornerback's hand. He'll have a clean way all the way to the end zone, a clean ride to the end zone. You know what I mean? It's not okay if he's running a square end. If he's running a deep end route and on the end cut, the receiver knows to come back down towards the quarterback instead of straight across the field, that alters angle. If it's an end cut and I throw it late, that might be different. Because as I come out, I come back down, I can help cut that ball off. But not when it's an out route. It was hallelujah. So I'm telling you, it's so interesting to watch. Jameis prayed to God to deliver him from pick sixes. God is omnipotent. That means omnipresent, omniscient, all-knowing, everywhere, all the time. And he's able to do anything, any and everything. I said to myself, this might be the one thing, I know God can do everything, and I don't want God to be mad at me. But, yeah, I would like to see God help Jameis out with this problem. It could be, and it's what Jameis is trying to get, it would be, honestly, the greatest representation of his power ever. Jameis prayed in front of everybody, and he delivered and answered Jameis' prayer. Imagine if Jameis, right here, right now, goes the rest of this season, putting up big numbers like 400, 300, 400-yard games, throwing for 4 touchdowns, but God delivers him from the pick six on the biggest stage in this world. Why not, God? Show up. I'm praying for it, Jameis, and we will be watching. Now, I'm going to just say this before I move on. There's a great opportunity to prove God's strength right there, Jameis. But don't you give them enemies of ours any juice either. Don't be getting out here throwing all these pick sixes after you've gone on TV and asked God to deliver you, and we all said, the Lord is able. And then you mess around and go out here and throw all these pick sixes. All the atheists, all the unbelievers, they're going to use that as their top content. God didn't show up. He said it out loud. Spoken in front of the people. The Bible says right here, if you confess with your mouth, I will deliver. I will deliver. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, I'm there in the midst. They'll use it all against us, Jameis. So come on now, buddy. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. But I just want you to know the fight you in right there with that. That's the fight we're all in because, put that out there, Jameis Winston. So that's out there now. We got it out there. And we'll let that run as that go. But the other parts of that, because I told you guys about extrapolating, taking things out of the game, adding it to your game. Jameis, because he's had some ups and downs, but he hasn't given up. And Jameis showed up, and he had some great moments last night. Great moments. There are guys right now sitting around this league saying, if we can just pull out those interceptions and those pick six, we can have a quarterback in him. We can just pull out those moments and teach him and nurture him. He's a good heart, good soul. You see everybody likes Jameis. So just keep watching that story. Another story, Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, things didn't work out for him in Denver. But he had 9 receptions, 235 yards, and a touchdown against his old team. I like to debunk these things that people always say, and we just say it so much. And when we say it so much, the rest of the world says it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just because you hear it all the time doesn't necessarily mean it's always gospel. It doesn't necessarily have to be the total truth. The grass isn't always greener. So you imagine how many people get stuck in one spot because that resonates in their mind. The grass isn't always greener. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. What Jerry Jeudy said, 253 yards, it was greener for me. I played against my old team. I got 9 times for 235 yards. Excuse me, 235 yards. So yeah, that was greener for me. So I like to pull out. Okay, maybe places that something didn't work for you guys at the first place you were at. Jerry Judy's told you, don't give up. Don't give up. Maybe it'll work out for you at the next place. And Bo Nix, look how Bo Nix is playing 294 yards at TD. Yeah, he had 2 interceptions, but he fought hard and they won that game. Bo Nix, remember how his season started? Him and the coach were, going at it pretty strongly on the sideline. Bo Nix now is chirping on the heels of Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. His season didn't start well, but his season is finishing well. So take that, whatever you're in for this year, or break it down to this week. I don't give a damn if you break it down to the day. Your morning didn't start well, but your night must end well. You can extrapolate that from the Bo Nix story. Now, I just want to do this. I want to do this because we're vacillating back and forth, and this is, I want to put a little something on this. When I watched Jameis Winston, and Troy Aikman talked about it on the show, how he moved the football around on that football field with that offense was pretty incredible. And then I just I heard, think about like, wow, it's just such a difference when Deshaun Watson had this offense, and Deshaun Watson, he was about 63% completion percentage, right? 5 TDs and 3 interceptions. Jameis put 4 TDs up in one game. I mean, Deshaun had 5 TDs and 3 interceptions and a 1-6 record in 7 games. It's that's amazing. That kind of difference. It's devastatingly amazing. Devastatingly amazing. It's almost impossible to fathom that Deshaun Watson will fall off to that degree, but it's not for me because, of course, I've had some experiences and dealing with things that you got to deal with off the football field, and I've been looking at some things, dude. Like that kind of fall is tantamount to what I'm seeing. Honestly, I'm gonna toss it out with Ben Simmons. I don't know if we'll ever see Ben Simmons really play again like that, but his fear of shooting and how the brain works and how it's turned, and all of a sudden it's just different. Deshaun Watson, that's Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons-ish. Ben Simmons-ish or Simmons, what the hell you want to say that? One last thing, too, I'm going to drop. A little bit of a bomb here, too, that we should watch. And this is right out of the left corner, or right past the left upright, whichever way you want to call it. We need to watch what's going on with one of the greatest, soon to be Hall of Famers out there, and that's Justin Tucker. Now, I don't think he's up in the Ben Simmons range yet, but a couple more funny kicks, at a couple more crucial moments, you will see this man who's the greatest ever, one of the greatest ever, struggle because I can see it already. When he's looking at them kicks, like, I can't believe that. And the mind is so powerful. It took that great mind to make him believe he's the greatest of all time to get here. Just the flip of that mind can do the opposite. I'm praying it doesn't happen because Baltimore is going to need that dude down the stretch. But it bears watching. All of it bears watching. People ask, and I'll close on Monday Night Football with this because they're asking, are the Broncos legit? Are Broncos legit? Yes, they are. Legit means to me that you can get into the playoffs and you can beat a team in the playoffs. Now, there's a legit to get you all the way to the Super Bowl. That's a different story. Because because now I'm asking the Bo Nix, the young guy who's just a rookie, to put 3 good games together. And remember the conference you're in. You're going to have to go through a Patrick Mahomes, a Bo Nix, the Josh Allens. You got to go through some of the best out there. Man, I don't even the Chargers. You know what I mean? A lot of the great teams out there. I don't think Cincinnati will get in there now. But you know what I'm saying. Pittsburgh Steelers, all of those teams that get there, that's going to be hard. And I don't know if you can beat 2 or 3 of those teams in a row. But you can't sneak one because you can play great defense and you can stop the run game and you got a great combination between quarterback, big wide receiver, Cortland Sutton. I always like young quarterbacks have big wide receivers, Mike Irvin type dudes, you know what I mean? Area code dudes where you ain't got to make perfect throws. They'll still go get the ball and make it a play. Hence my nickname, the play maker. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Now let's move on. Roll up here. James is 2-3. I'm just saying. If God delivers him and is in front of the world, we're going to have one of the best quarterbacks, and it'll be a great statement for, for the righteous and the spiritual. I shouldn't say for the spiritual. I should say the spiritual. All people, I hope, are righteous with their own thoughts, but at least righteous in their own heart. But for the spiritual. So James, go and win that thing for us and stop throwing them pick six so people can see that God's power is all the power. Because it'll take all the power to stop you from throwing those pick six. You're the only one in the 30-30 club. Jameis Winston, you're the best. I love you. Keep it coming, Jameis. We need it out here. Let's talk about them Bills beating the 49ers, because everybody talking to me about, Michael, does this prove that they're the best team in the National Football League right now? Did you see what they did to the 49ers? The 49ers, they've won more games and been in Super Bowls. That's a great team. That defense, all they got, they destroyed the 49ers. 35-10. I said, stop. Whoa, stop. 49ers, you can't take all that claim. They got destroyed the week before that in Green Bay. And the 49ers are beat up right now. So, okay, Bills. And then I told people, did you see how damn cold it was out there? That is, you got nothing. You got nothing. You're coming over from the West Coast to play in that. It's the worst thing in the world to do, play football and that stuff. But I'll give it to you. They played great. Buffalo did. And I say great. Josh only put up 148 yards. But what I see is the power and the fun that they have playing together. There's a play, Josh threw to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper caught the ball, and everybody started tackling him. He pitched the Josh Allen guy that ran to the touchdown. He was leaving the football field while Sean McDermott was doing an interview, and coach said, Josh, come on back. You owe me up. You should give me up. Or whatever, snow angel in the snow, so it means they're having fun. He's being the kid that he needs to be without having people say, don't be a dummy. It's his football team. And I'm telling you, the Bills will make some waves, and I'm giving them all the credit. But the 49ers didn't want to play in that. They were beat up. Christian McCaffrey, God bless him. I hope he gets well. They already sent down him and Jordan Mason. They put 2 running backs on IR. So yeah, Bills keep doing what you're doing. Bills are going out to play in that kind of weather. Steelers, Chiefs, all the teams in the AFC, that's what they produce. So it'll be cool. That's all I'm going to get from the Bills. Now, I got a lot from the Steelers beating the Bengals. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Russell Wilson, 29-38, 414 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Joe Burrow, and we talked a lot about this. Joe Burrow, how well is he playing? Everybody's saying he should be in the MVP. That's a little too far. Stop that shit. Stop. But he has been making plays. Joe Burrow's been averaging 300-some yards, 300 yards a game. They've been averaging 33 points a game. And coming out of that, they are still 0-3. I tell people, you remember the old show used to call Numbers Never Lie. And it sounds good. and it goes back, to things that people like to say that sound good, and then we all pick it up. But if we really break it down, they don't necessarily lie, but they lie. They lie. Let me give you an example. We talked today. We're talking about Joe Burrow. Yeah, say he says he's averaging 300 yards a game. So we can come out and say to someone, man, Joe Burrow should be an MVP. He's thrown for 300 yards. He's thrown for 300 yards in 7 games this year, 8 games this year. The 1 week, the Josh Allen only thrown for, and I'm just throwing numbers. I haven't checked these numbers. 300 yards in 5 games this year. Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you. So he has 8 300-yard games. Josh Allen has 5. Let me tell you where the numbers are lying. You're going to sit back and say 8 is way more than 5, and Joe Burrow playing well. So man, that's why he should be an MVP candidate, because Josh Allen is. No. Josh Allen, 5, all have gone and led to a great record. Joe Burrow, 8. I don't know when the hell he was throwing for that. I don't know was he down 40-0? Because I used to get so hot with these jokes. I would run into my boy, Andre Rison or somebody, and we would be at the Pro Bowl. Nigga, I just won the Super Bowl. And I had 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, or whatever. Rison will be in the Pro Bowl arguing with me on the bench about him having a better season, because I had 1,300 or 1,400 yards, and he had 1,600 yards and 11 touchdowns. I had 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, Negro, I won the Super Bowl. You 6-10. Wait, let me get this. All of my 1,300 went towards the cause. You was just out there catching passes when everybody was scratching their asses. Do you understand what I'm saying? The game was over. You were catching passes when they were scratching their asses. Let's get on out of here. I was catching it on their asses. There's a difference. I just want to make sure y'all understand that. The numbers were lying. They lied to Andre. You see what I'm saying? This is my thought. Who saw it, Michael? Who saw it? That's what who saw it. But Joe Burrow has been playing well. Now, real good. And yes, the team is holding him back. The defense is holding him back. But no MVP. We got to have wins when we start measuring MVP. Because if not, if we don't have wins, anybody can get in here. And the standard has to be not the numbers I'm putting up, but the effectiveness of the numbers I'm putting up. They are leading to things and rings. That's the name of this game. You understand what I'm saying? So back ye down, everyone, and take ye this knowledge. Do not be talking about Joe Burrow in an MVP. I don't care. It is a team sport. And the individual have an opportunity to raise up everybody. And Joe Burrow has done that. But he didn't raise up enough bodies this time. And no, he's not in the MVP conversation. My conversation now I want to hear from you guys that I want to tell. And it's a confession that I must drop out here. I'm vexed with it that I didn't come up with this. And I've heard people talking about it now as I went through this, My job and with all my experiences is to try to look out and see some things that people ask sometimes. Why is it like when we asked a couple of days ago, where would be a good spot for Aaron Rodgers? And I really didn't have anyone. I didn't have any spot. It's not that I believe Aaron Rodgers can't not play football anymore. He can. But I did not have any spots for him because I know what he brings besides what he does on the football field. And then today the story comes out with with Bill Belichick saying Aaron Rodgers. Basically, what I said, he does have some more football left in him, but you know, and he used a perfect comp. He's used Marvin Harrison, not Marvin Harrison, James Harris, James Harris from Chargers. He said he was 30 years old when he came over. Uh, when he came over, he the safety. I don't know. I'm mind blank. When he came over from the Chargers, he was hurt, you know, and then he got better, and he got another 4 or 5 years in over with the New England Patriots. He was a great player. You remember, he was a great player. Big time plays, made plays. So I thought, yeah, right, man, he's right. He's right. And Aaron, a year removed or some time removed from that Achilles will help. But I said to myself, yes, Aaron Rodgers under Belichick would work. As a matter of fact, the pair may need each other to survive or to revive each other's career. See, a lot of people will sit right here and say, oh, no way, those two egos won't come together. No, egos, yeah, okay, I can dig it. I can hear you. Alpha males like that won't come together. But these two alpha males right now are not standing at the top of their mountains as alpha males. They're standing right now at the bottom. And they're looking at everybody as their enemy because they want to get back in. And the enemy of my enemy, this enemy can become my friend as we attack that enemy. The only way Aaron Rodgers worked is under Bill, because Bill will have undisputed control. That's who he is. You can't release Aaron Rodgers on anyone else, because anyone else, Aaron Rodgers will go take control. Ain't gonna happen with Bill Belichick. You understand? Ain't gonna happen with Bill Belichick. Oh my God, did I just, oh. Wait. What you guys telling me here? How did it says the Hurricanes just got left off? I know we were going through that for the college playoff. What were they saying? I didn't see them talking to everybody. Hurricanes just got left off the college football playoffs. All right, everyone hates Kate. Okay, so you're saying they just, but wait. Let me get this right. They don't know right now, as of right now, because after we come through this week, right? They play all of these championships, these ACC, SEC, all the conference championships. Don't that stuff has an effect on what happens? So the Hurricanes are out now, but they don't mean they are completely, right? Because like SMU beats Clemson, that gives us an opportunity, stuff like that, some things that have to happen. I'm asking a question. I'm not stating. Does anyone out there know? Open up this thing. Let's talk. I got to figure this out, because they just gave me a note that we were out, and I knew we lost some opportunity, but I didn't think it was over just yet. So I want to see what happens. Been a fan since I was a kid. Love brother, keep fighting. We got robbed 9-3. Bama had no business being ahead of us. Go Canes. Let's go 11-2. What do we? So wait. Can't we wait till after this? Don't something happen this week with these games this week? Some of these teams can get out that are in the 12 now. You might already have talked about Miami. But thank you for being there on the sideline, supporting the kids. We keep building. Yeah, Paul, I know. And Paul, we're going to keep talking about Miami. We got to keep talking about Miami right here, because I'm serious. I want to understand how all of this work. I do not. I confess, I do not understand how all of it works. Yes, sir, Michael. We're number 12 behind Alabama. Said Hurricanes was first team out. And no chance to get in. No scenario. The Canes just got it. What the fuck? Did I say that? I'm saying it. Mm, 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 mm. Man. Mm. I gotta hold this, man. I gotta figure this out. I just, listen, I appreciate you saying that, Paul, about me being out there with the kids, but I don't want to get this confused. It ain't about what I did for those kids. I mean, I can't even tell you what the kids did for me this year, just being there and knowing what it meant. Like when I walked in, man, how like Elijah roaring, you say, "Oh, we were looking for you, man. We're glad you're here." That meant everything. And I'm 58 years old. 58 years old, and I love this game more than anything still to this day, and being around it. And just like I'm telling you guys, when I watch everything, I'm seeing everything and trying to use everything so I can get to my everything. Because there's so many great stories in the game. And it was just so beautiful being on that sideline with the kids, man, and watching them grow. I promise you, in that game, man, against Syracuse, we jumped out 21-0, 21 up, 21 0. I was sitting myself saying, oh my God, they're potty trained. They're potty trained. Like, you're here, you're making sure you understand what's important for winning and all of those things. And I was like, man, now you don't have to get them ready. They're ready to go. They know how to do it. And then things, turn the way they turn. And yeah, that's what I feel like when I left there. Man, we started something great here. This team, this team here is party trained. They're ready now to accept what all comes with playing at Miami. I walked in the locker room. I walked in the locker room to make sure that they felt that pain. And they felt that pain. Because feeling that pain has to be the jump start to what we're going to do next year. Like, man, we're this close, man. And remember them plays we let get away. And in the end, we were this close. This close. And if we'd have gotten in the playoffs, there's so many things we could have done. And you don't realize it, that there's no more opportunity for this team as presently constructed. So you don't realize how important that was, and now it's gone. When you get it again, when you get anywhere near it again, you won't have to feel this pain before you know its importance. That's part of the building process, to taking it higher, higher, going better, going higher, going to get what you want to get out of life. That's what they mean when they say there's levels to this. And that was an important level. Now, you have to make sure the nucleus of what was in that room remains, and we continue to perpetuate what we receive to everybody else that is added to that nucleus. But yeah, something was started there. And I think Cam Ward, if that was the last time I'm going to see him, and with the U on his helmet, I think all of those young men that have worked so hard and man, just pulling me in, X-Men, my God, but that hurts. Mm, that hurts. Mm, mm, mm. Right. I mean, in that line. Ah, man. All right. Let me finish this up so I can deal with this here and try to handle this best I can, man. Well, I do want to talk a little bit because after I get finished with this, I got to get into some way. I was playing with this and I'm going to play with it. And it's kind of a way to share some stories with you. I got to get out of my head. So I got to get out of my head. Thursday night football preview I wanted to do, right? And so I'm going to sit down and write a little pep talk for the Packers since they face the Lions, which I think is going to be a great game. Lions are a favorite 4.5 points. Lions 4.5, favorite by 4.5. But the Packers, this is an interesting game because the Lions have had such success over the Packers here recently. And the Packers have climbed, done some good things. But the Lions have always stood right there in their way. And now they have to face the Lions. Literally the Lions, but face the Lion. And I was thinking about I'm gonna mess with this on my get it together tomorrow. Because it's like the Packers have been bullied by the Lions. And I want to talk about, like I'm telling you, dragging the stories of life and the football and stories of football in life. Since I tell you about it, I'm going to tell the story of when I was bullied growing up. And for the Packers, the time is now for them to say, no more. No more. All of us out here have gone through things in life, or a time in our lives, where we have been bullied. Somebody pushed us around, somebody we might have been scared of, somebody afraid of, or whatever. But every one of us have to get to a place where we say, no more. And that Packers-Lions game, and that thing's in Detroit, the Packers have been losing to the Lions. They have to say, no more, just like you, no more to that bully. I can't wait to put this together in my little get it together tomorrow. But I still think I'm going with the Lions in the win. I would try to produce some great things out of the Packers to give them some momentum and some inspiration and motivation to go and face their bully. I believe the bully only. You know what I'm saying? I believe the bully is going to win. At Locker Room, let me just tell you this. I appreciate that I was chatting with you when all of that came out. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so disappointed about those results and how they came out. And I'm talking about my Miami Hurricanes. And it's been a hell of a year. But yeah. And if you ask me, yes, I do think we got robbed. And yes, I do think they didn't want to see us in. And yes, I do think there's always something against Miami. It's just the way we do things and how we are about things. It's just not so corporate like them. I'm going to go put my head in the pillow here and cry for my young men silently like a man. But I thank you guys for spending a little time with me here tonight and being with me when we receive such bad news. I shall catch you next time right here in the locker room. We will chat. God bless.